Well, the Griffins put on a show for their first home game of the postseason as they grab a big 4-2 win over the Manitoba Moose. They put the series up 2-1, so Friday's game is an elimination game. Carter Mazur led the way, scoring twice for the team, including the game winner and an empty net to kind of put things out of reach. This one was a lot of fun. The team is clicking on all cylinders. This is your 7-minute wings. Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura. Please click that like button. If you haven't yet, please click subscribe. On each video, there's an opportunity. If you want, you can click and do a super thanks, or I'll put a link to a virtual tip jar. You're helping me to grow this. I used to be a hockey writer, and this has really helped to fill in the gaps of having to kind of move on in my quote-unquote hockey career. So thank you for all the tips that have been left. Those have gone a long way, so I really appreciate it. So this was the first game where things kind of broke out scoring-wise. This has been an absolute goaltender battle, and it was the first game of the three where the goalies weren't two of the top 3 stars. The scoring opened with Rychlovsky at 11:57 in the first period. Rychlovsky, he's at the net front, there's chaos. The puck ends up in the net, and it's the kind of goal you talked about where DiVincentis is just in a zone, so you have to make life miserable around the net. The team does that. Tuomisto has the primary assist on this one. Gustafsson ends up with the secondary assist, and Gustafsson had a 2-point night. He ends up getting the second goal. But this first goal, this is your bread and butter in this series. There's chaos in front, and Rychlovsky, he ends up being able to poke the puck into the net. But after that, the second period saw them break out for 2 goals, and Erik Gustafsson, he gets the second goal. It's a 2-point night for him. And then Carter Mazur's game winner. This is an absolute beauty. Mazur grabs the puck out of the air, throws it down, and then shoots it hard. You could tell DiVincentis did not have time to kind of get into position. That's why this goal worked. And Mazur really, this is what you love about his game. This is a player that if Mazur can stay healthy, he's a bottom 6 player in Detroit. 3rd round pick, they end up signing him a year after he was drafted because they love what he brought to the game, but injuries have kind of taken him out of the mix too much. But when he's healthy, this is the kind of play that he makes. Grabs the puck out of the air, throws it down, hits it in. It's not a pretty play, but it's exactly what you needed in this series. I love what Mazur's doing on the ice. And his empty net goal, a lot of hard work to get that puck out of the zone, slam it home, and some post-goal chirping. Things are nasty on the ice, and Mazur, I think, he brings that element in. So Mazur, obviously, he's your top star with a 2-goal performance. And even though this wasn't Postava's best performance of the series by far, he's kept this team in it. And they pointed out an interesting stat. But Postava, he has been in this. He was able to do a game, again, where he's not facing much traffic. But when he's called on, he's there. And this is the stat that came out. In this entire year, going back through the 25 games he played in the regular season, and I didn't have this stat the other day, Postava never let in more than 3 goals. That really surprised me. I went back and double-checked it. Sure enough, there's not a single game this past season where he let in more than 3 goals, and that's impressive. And in the playoffs, yeah, this wasn't his best night just because the shots on net were so low, but he's making huge saves for this team, tons of swagger, tons of confidence. And in this series, when you're playing against DiVincentis, who's just, he's been an absolute brick wall, this has been the performance they absolutely needed. They did put some stats on what Postava's done so far, that so far in the postseason, through 3 games, he's got a goals against average of 1.01. And his save percentage right now in the postseason is .957. So in total, Postava has faced 70 shots, through 3 games, and he stopped 67 of them, including 1 shutout. Just unbelievable performances you're getting from Postava this year. We've talked a lot about this. The goalie battle for Detroit is going to benefit this club so much because you've got Postava, Kosa, Augustine, and Gielander all coming up. Now, I did confirm this. There was a question. Kosa would have to go through waivers next season. He's going to be an RFA at the end of the year, but if the team doesn't extend him by June 30th, he can actually become a UFA. I'm only saying that because that was in the note that I got from the communications person over at the Griffins. They were, by the way, thank you so much for following up on that if you're seeing this. They just let me know that his current contract is expiring, he needs a new deal, or he'll be a UFA. I don't see any reason he's not going to sign, and I think the opportunity is huge for him in Detroit next year. But again, he would have to go through waivers. So you're going to have to start the year with Kosa with the opportunity in Detroit, but we know injuries are very real. And I think what you're seeing with Postava, what we'll see with Augustine next year, what you'll see with Gielander, you're going to see a real battle that Detroit can let the cream rise to the top and potentially use one of these goalies as a way to upgrade the position at center with a trade. So Postava, still so impressive, and never this entire year has he let in more than 3 goals. Fun game to watch. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for stopping by. The game Friday, I know at least one of you is going to be there. I'll be posting any highlights and coverage, and hopefully the Griffins can get it done and move on to round 2, because this was a blast, and right now it really looks like they're playing the Moose into a corner and really doing well. This was your 7-Minute Wings.